Yeah. Anyways, okay, enough of that. Back after my 2-week stint in Clanwars, which is how I got this puppy. This is the new Italian medium tank Clanwars vehicle. The Carro 45 ton, otherwise known as the Carro 45T. It's like a Chieftain mix up for Progetto. It's pretty good. I'd say it's gonna be the new best pub stopper, and let me explain why. This tank has enough mobility to get wherever it needs to go. Like, it goes 60 with a turbocharger, which is what I'm running. This tank also has more than enough armor to deal with anything it has to face outside of the aggro heat rounds, which that's not always going to be the case, so you shouldn't even really worry about that. This thing has Chieftain-like armor. You just sit above a ridge and you laugh at your opponents. It's got four shells in a clip with a 4-second interclip reload, which isn't the best, but you can make it work. Its DPM is, about average for an auto reloader. Not a lot to say on that. Yeah, it's a pretty good tank. Some of the downsides, it's not very accurate. However, when has accuracy ever stopped a fast tank with good armor? Never is the answer. Like, Wargaming have continuously tried to balance tanks that are fast with good armor by giving them poor accuracy, and it just doesn't matter. Yeah, this tank is a very powerful tank. I would never recommend firing all 4 of your shells. I did so earlier, and as you can see, I'm still reloading, so that's why. What else can I say about this tank? 248 pen, not the best, but not the worst. Actually, no, I think that might be the worst, tied with other tier 10 mediums. You have APCR premium rounds at 325 pen, which is nice. Your HE shells are not Hesh, so nothing fancy. I guess just focus on the gameplay a little bit. I'm trying to go for shots on this IS-7. I land one, which is nice. Even with the poor accuracy, I'm able to make that shot. And now I'm trying to find something on the IS-4, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I've had multiple people telling me to fall back, however, I don't think they realize how well armored this tank is. And the only thing that's done damage to me is a lucky shot from the STB. Now they're starting to fire HE at me. Like, look at this. Like, only thing, STB penned me. Okay, sure, IS bounced, STB bounced again. And meanwhile, I'm just putting in safe shot after safe shot. They have a Carro down there, that's what I'm looking at, which could be a problem. But I'm not super worried about it. If a Carro fights another Carro in a 1v1 engagement, it's not very pretty. It's not pretty at all. Like, they just can't really pen each other if they're using their gun oppression. This tank does have some weak spots. Little polar on the side right there, which is pennable no matter what angle you're at. And this little, you can see these kind of little 2 squares to the left and right of the gun, which when you're using your gun oppression, those are still relatively easy to pen. For those who want to know how to pen this thing reliably, or, well, reliably is a strong word. Now I'm just punishing this STB. I don't fire the final shot because I don't want to lose that shell, essentially. I don't want to reduce my DPM by using that shell. If you don't know how an autoloader works, I'm not explaining it in this video, that's just not what I'm going to do. But, yeah, I'm not firing my final shell because I don't want to lose DPM. This STB pushes, and right now I'm just taking HE rounds from the IS-7. It's not ideal, but, whatever. And right now, I'm just kind of holding this flank. The other flank is getting pushed. We're winning that flank. Our job now is to just hold this flank until we need to push, or until they can flank around and help us from behind. Pushing this would not be a good idea. And this tank is brutal. Look at this. IS-7, 1. 4 seconds later, 2, and he's dead. And it's just very systematic. He couldn't pen me even if he wanted to. Like, even if he cared at that point. Like, if he took a shot at me, it would have bounced, and I would have been able to kill him either way. Okay. This STB gets insanely lucky. Let me just say. I don't know if I fired him here. Yeah, I did. There's a moment coming up where I fire, I think, 3 or 4 shells in him, the 4th one out of anger, and not a single one hits. showing the relatively poor accuracy of this tank. Okay, here we go. Shell misses. Okay, granted, you know, it wasn't the best shot. Next shell hits his trap. I have a clear shot. Next shell goes towards its turret. Final shell goes nowhere. And you can see me flipping out in anger there. So that kind of highlights some of the bad parts of this tank, is the accuracy. It's just not that great. So, I mean, I guess they kind of balanced it, but really, they didn't. I just go around, kill that guy, and now I have enough mobility. Pardon, excuse me. Now I have enough mobility to already get to my next target. With a turbocharger, which is what I'm running, I go 60, like, top speed. I think faster, actually. Might just be 60. I go 60 top speed. I go 26 backwards. This tank, for having the armor that it has, is absurdly mobile. You just have the mobility to get to your next target, and then you have 4 shells that you can dump into them, assuming you're loaded. Yeah, I'm not going to get the kill here, however, because of the Cranbong, who's trying to 3-mark by the looks of it. Yep, 3-mark. So, I guess I don't blame him. And now, again, I have the mobility to beat out every other tank and make it to these E3s. Nothing else can beat me to them. So I'm just going to get the damage, essentially. Or try my best. And then I have the 4 shells to put in and the armor to take a hit and possibly bounce. Which is just absurd with this tank. It's basically just a better Progetto 65. It's a Progetto 65 and a Chieftain combined. And now I'm just cautiously waking my way up here. I take a chancy shot at the E3, doesn't pen. And then you can see me aiming in, trying to find another shot. E3 there bounces a premium round off of me. Bounces a premium round off of my tank. And doesn't pen. I kill that E3. I push up here. Fail to put a shot into that E3. Because, you know, E3s. And then here's the problem where I just don't have a good enough repair crew to go out and finish him. If I did, I could have gone out and killed him. And yeah, the next game I'm showing you guys is a mastery game. And just showing you some of the more absurd things this tank could do. If you didn't think bouncing an E3 shell at point blank wasn't crazy enough. Okay, so I was talking about some of the more absurd things that this tank could do. Which, I mean, if bouncing an E3 shell at point blank, a premium round, was not already absurd enough, this will only, I'd say put a nail in the coffin to just the things, like the crazy things this tank can do. Sorry about the difference in my voice. I recorded the last one and this one at different times. This is the morning, the other one was last night. Don't ask. And you're going to see here, this tank's accuracy doesn't really matter, because you just get these instances like that, where you can just have the opportunity to put in shells. That T-54 has already lost like a 6 of his health, and he's going to lose more. This E-75 is just being an idiot. This is going to be more of a... I'll still talk about the tank, but this is more of a commentary on my own battle, really. T-54 gets a lucky shot in me. Power Breaker's just out in the open. I hit the shot. Accuracy doesn't matter. I mean, they give this thing bad accuracy. However, you just have... This tank is given, on average, to the best players in the game. So the best players will have the best crews and the best equipment to put on this tank. Therefore, the accuracy doesn't really matter because you can get it pretty well. And this IS-3A, 4KB, I don't think he knows what's going on. And now he's permatracked, and now he's dead. And that's that. I'm at 2,200 damage in under 2 minutes of this battle. And believe me, we're gonna get more. If you hear me sniffling, I'm sorry. I'm going to be trying to mute that in post. And again, accuracy doesn't matter. We're still hitting the T-54. There's nothing you can do. And And he's going to have trouble penning me even with heat rounds. He got lucky with that heat round. And now it's just the game of waiting, because I fired all 4 shells, and now I'm just waiting to reload. And this is the time where I'm just going to assess the situation, see what I can do, and play off of that. Conqueror is just getting killed by this T-54, not able to pen him. Progetto 54 can't push up because he's just getting punished. I don't take the shot there, it's too risky. Slap one into the 54. Other 54. 2 different 54s, that's funny. I get somehow miracle pen on that T-54. I don't know how that happened, but it did. The T-54 tries to run away, it doesn't work. Yeah. And I'm loading in my 3rd shell. I'm starting to think about who I want to kill. There's a 277 below me and an E75. There's also an STB over in the bunker. Now that I have 4 shells loaded, I am confident that I can go out and do something that would be useful now. So that's pretty much the game plan. 277 is looking to get a shot in on just our team. STB sees me, and my bloom is too big for me to risk taking a shot. So now I'm kind of just trying to figure out what I need to do from here. And to me, what I need to do from here is kill the U-75 and then kill the 277. So I miss a shot. That was completely my fault. I was just being impatient. Now I'm above the 277. He can't pen me. He just cannot pen me. He's going to have to get really lucky. But then I realize pushing into him might not be the best idea because there's a Progetto 65 who can shoot me in the side. An STB who's now not there but could have. And the UDES. Now that I see the STB's not there and the 277 is taking a shot, I decided it's the perfect time to push it. He bounces a shot on my upper plate. This tank is just absurd. He bounces a shot on my upper plate and then I just put 3 into him, killing him. And then I turn around to go deal with the other threats. The things this tank can do are absurd. You're just the perfect all-rounder. You can go anywhere you want. You have the armor to work it. And you have 4 shells to just shoot into your opponent. If you wanted to, you could just play this tank like the 1,600 damage tank. You just go in, do 1,600 damage, and you die. Obviously, that's not the best play, but it's something you do. Okay. This Progetto, really tunnel visioning here. That was a slightly bad shot of me, however, it still went in. This next one is just a bad shot. Yeah. It could have hit, but this tank's accuracy is not the best. So now I'm going to start pushing in on him. He's afraid. Probably doesn't even know what this thing is. And that's 1. And that is 2. Now we are at 6,300 damage. In only a little over 5 minutes. This tank only has about 2,600 damage per minute. That just goes to show you some of the absurd things this tank can do. And now we're racing to the try to find the Scorpion, which I do find them, and also the Grill. Because they've both been unspotted. That's a lot of hit points to farm, or feast on, if you would. And I have the mobility, again, I have the mobility to get there. While, like, before anybody else. And I just accepted a cheeky platoon invite from this T-95 to pick up the Brothers in Arms. I mean, why not? And then Scorpion. This is me. Probably auto-aimed. 1 shot into him. 2 shots into him. And 3 shots into him. And now our damage is up to 7,400. And the Grill is still unspotted. Looks like he got hit by a blind shot, but yeah. Now, am I going to be able to get to him in time to put 2 shells in? No. However, I can pick up the kill. This tank is so much fun. But at the same time, it's just a completely broken pub stomp tank. I think this is going to be the new um, gold friendly, like fire a lot of gold, pub stomping tank at tier 10. The best players have it, and the best players will use it to their advantage. I think this tank could have some uses in Clan Wars. An acquaintance of mine said it could be the 50B of open maps, because sometimes you put, like, on Clan Wars, you'll put 50Bs on city maps like Ruinbergen, especially Himmelsdorf, to either take the hill or flank around. And this tank could be used because it's absurd mobility and armor. You could just put it like a, I don't know. You could put it on open maps to just kind of have the 50B roll, but not a 50B. Like you have camera rating and all that. Other things you could do with this tank at Clan Wars is you could probably stick two of them. You could put one with every three chieftains. So let's say you have a pack of like six chieftains, you could put in two Carros. Because that gives you finishing power. Because they play virtually the same, except the Carro is faster, has a 4-round clip, and basically the same armor. Not as good, but pretty damn good. So you could stick them. You could stick them with like chieftains, and I could see them being reasonably effective. Like either picking up kills or just putting in 1,600 damage or 1,200. Probably you wouldn't want to fire final shot. Obviously, call our preference, but this tank could have its uses. I don't think it's going to be completely useless in Clan Wars, as a lot of people said. Uh, that's all I really had to say on this thing. Thank you for watching. Yeah. Right.